Hello, welcome to this video. I'm not sure how much room I'll have left on this particular video. I just did, got the Cardinals visiting us right now. I just did quite a long energy share and exchange, and I'm just gonna go into a little message and see how much room I have left on this particular video. So a lot going on with the crown, a lot going on. We're birthing new energies. We're birthing a whole new world, literally. Many of us can feel fatigue. We can feel exhaustion. I was experiencing a certain amount of weariness. And the only way that I could describe it was feeling as if, obviously, being a mother, you would see carrying a baby to the end of the term. And it's that point where it's like, okay, let's birth already. So that was the only thing I could maybe consider comparing it to for a lot of us. So many of us are carrying around with us codes, and we are in the process of remembering. We are in the process of birthing. We are in the process of bringing out that information that we've been holding within us, that we came here to birth, that we came here to share, that we came here to embody. And so anyways, that's basically the gist of the energies that I'm feeling right now. So a lot going on with everything. The crown of the head, the throat, the stomach, you name it. Depends on the individual experience and where we're at in this journey, right? Whatever it is that we are in the process of birthing. The birds are going crazy. As we allow ourselves to access that which we are in the process of reunifying with, as we remember what it is that we came here to do, yet also experience that there is nothing to do, so to speak. I'm hearing much ado about nothing. No thing is more important than the next thing, other than birthing in this now moment, this now moment, this now moment. In experiencing, playing with this, it's like singing as we come through this experience together and come into this unification with ourselves, with one another. For we share with you these codes, we share with you these nodes, these access points, these access convergences, if you will. For we are all assisting one another on a cellular, earth, galactic frequency. We are all connected to higher aspects. We are all connected within this higher aspect. And I'm seeing something about an aspect ratio. We talk about perception much because if we do not perceive that there is more going on than meets the eye, then we are shutting down most of our extrasensory perception. This extrasensory perception has been offline, and we are coming back in alignment with the knowing, with this perceptive, this heightened perception, if you will. Yet there is still much noise going on outside of us. And if we continue to choose to link up to the noise, to the artificial sound waves that are being pumped into our reality system, so to speak, then we are tuning ourselves, we are tuning our symphony to this unorchestrated, I'm seeing it as a play on words, like it's orchestrated, but it doesn't have harmony, it's very unorganized, it has I'm seeing disassociation, and it creates a disassociation in ourselves. We begin to disassociate from the truth of what we are. We start to rely on these outside sources for healing, for knowing, for information. When we can actually tune in to hear, connect with our brothers and sisters in the knowingness that we have more, there is more than meets the eye. We have more intelligence than what we have given our power over to, so to speak. We are the supercomputer. We are the super technology, SUPRA technology. For when we pump our information with artificial And we know that if we eat a lot of artificial anything, it creates an imbalance and a disharmony in our system. This also has to do with everything, micro to macro. We invite you to recognize that you are feeding yourself constantly. What are you feeding yourself with? We are constantly being fed information, and this is a play on words as well, because information can come in the form of food, words, sound, light. Everything is light. The languages that often we are used to hearing hold a certain frequency base with them, if that makes sense. So when we're sharing light language, so to speak, it's an old language. It's lost, so to speak. It's a lost art form that literally creates in physics, it creates a spin in our toroidal field. So we're being invited to come back to that technology, to feeling into the words that we're hearing, feeling into the music we're listening to. And they keep showing me a tuning fork, right? My guidance team is like, we're a tuning fork. So if we're going to listen to, and I'm hearing there's a time and a place. So yes, this maybe had its place and it had its time, but it's out of time. It's not in time. It's not in rhythm anymore. It's out of time, trying to get our attention again, trying to get us, wait, come back, tune into us more. Remember you liked this. Remember you responded to this. We remember, we want you to remember. But we're being invited to see that we're being invited to really remember beyond all of these memories that have happened in this lifetime, right? What we're holding in our DNA. And it's not just our DNA, it's beyond that. But DNA is a really good visualization because it's us. It is our true lineage, our ancestry, our connection to source, right? And as we allow ourselves to chime in with that which feels good, we allow ourselves to grow in this new space of feeling good. We allow ourselves to truly birth a new potential from this new potential, letting go of even the old potential, for all potentials have been reached, so to speak, that are tuning into the lower frequencies. So again, it's a reference to that's already been done. It's been birthed, let it go. We're going through a new process. We're in a new gate of awakening, right? We're in a new gate, like a new rhythm. Come back into the harmony that we feel with Mother Earth. Come back into the harmony that we have been craving. I'm going to pause for just a moment. Okay, I'm hearing the sound of the siren, the call of the sirens, right? I'm hearing our history has been rewritten. Our history has been rewritten, and we are rewriting history. For all that is happening now. And as we rewrite this history as the future of the history behind us, we recognize also that many things have been rewritten. Many things have been rewritten to fit a certain architecture, so to speak, or they're showing me a puzzle piece. Like there was a foundation or a matrix, if you will, that was created based on a certain understanding. Yet this understanding wasn't the truth. So now we are now beginning to understand that there is a deeper truth that underlays all of that. And that was merely a force field. And this is a play on words. Like when there's a force field that's put up, we feel something from it and it feels like it's a solid foundation. Yet it isn't. It was a forced field that was forced into our knowingness. Yet we also agreed to it. So we're being invited to take our sovereignty back and not make agreements based on falsities, false identities, not identifying things that aren't truly us. And this has been coming up a lot, like, what we identify with, what we make a dent in with our own force field, what we identified, what we PHI, what we create our ratios around, our golden ratio. Are we in a toroidal spin of balance and harmony from coherence and a space of cohesion? Or are we, I'm hearing staple it together and call it bad weather? Like, are we stapling it to something that really wasn't cohesive? And now that's all falling apart. Things have been pulled apart. So recognize that we are the cohesiveness. If we stand together and unify, again, reference to PHI and the golden ratio. And you guys, this doesn't have to be exact. It's just an idea or a concept to recognize that everything holds a sequential pattern. Everything is I'm hearing connecting in with a certain, we're fractal, right? But we're not fractured anymore. So let's quit plugging into something that no longer holds the space that we wish to exist within, right? Compression, right? We want to compress in implosion. We don't want to hook into something that is creating compression against us. We want to be working with one another. So as we unify, as we come back into this gratification, in this gravitational pull of, and I'm seeing like this pull, we are creating this space. We are creating this. So let us pull into our field of referential. I'm seeing an arcade, like archaeology, like we're playing this game. So we're using this as a reference. This is a new reference point. We cannot compare it to the old games. We're comparing our technology to Pong. Was it Pong? What's that? Old Pac-Man. Let's get back into Halo, right? We're comparing something that we don't have a reference point for yet. And we're still learning what that is, because we've been, let's say, plugging into a certain reality system that we've thought was the way things were for so long that it takes a little bit of our, I'm hearing relaxation, and they're showing me the picture of the movie Zoolander. If you guys haven't seen that movie, it's really stupid and I highly recommend it. But there's a scene where, spoiler alert, where the trigger is relax, get to it when you want to go to it. And I'm probably messing up those lyrics, as I always make up my own lyrics. But basically there's a trigger, and we've been triggered to fall back into the system, right? But now it's really time to just relax, because that trigger doesn't hold power over us unless we choose to tune back into it. So we have taken that power back, and now that song, I'm using that as an example, that held a certain subconscious meaning doesn't have a trigger anymore. We're like, yeah, that's a cool song, I'll dance to it. We're not feeling triggered to get angry or to be, although we can choose to fall back into that loop, that feedback loop, so to speak. So we've been freed of that if we perceive that we have been freed of that. If we perceive that we are free and sovereign. As we move into this new framework, we're being invited to open to the new reference, use new points of reference. I'm hearing natural archaeology, there's a lot of plays on words with that, but relax, soften, and allow this new frequency that's coming in to feel in our field, so that we can just let go and express from this new dominion, so to speak, and that'll be a whole other flow. In love and light, guys. Namaste.